So, you think you're a law-abiding citizen? You pay your taxes, you don't steal, you even floss most of the time. But what if I told you that you might be a criminal mastermind without even knowing it? That mailing a set of false teeth could make you a federal felon? Or that breaking into a spontaneous dance in the wrong place could get you arrested? Stick around because we're counting down the most bizarre and unbelievable US laws that are still somehow on the books. We like to think laws are there for a good reason, to keep society from spinning into total chaos. But the deeper you dig, the more you realize some laws are just plain weird. These are the rules that time forgot, the ones that make you cock your head and ask, what on earth was happening that made this necessary? Today we're taking a tour of the United States of absurdity. We're counting down 10 of the strangest federal laws that are still technically real. Most aren't actively enforced, but they linger in the law books like ghosts of a weirder past. Let's get into it, because you might just discover you're a more prolific lawbreaker than you ever imagined. We're starting our crime spree in the dairy aisle, according to federal regulations. For a cheese to be graded as US Grade A Swiss, it absolutely must have holes or eyes. And oh yes, the government has specs. The majority of these eyes have to be between 3/8 and 30/16 of an inch in diameter. If your holes are too big, too small, or just not holy enough, your cheese gets downgraded. Imagine being the federal cheese inspector, ruler in hand, telling a block of cheese it just doesn't measure up. Only you can prevent forest fires. Smokey Bear is more than a mascot. He's basically a federally protected celebrity. For decades, it was a federal crime, punishable by up to 6 months in prison. To knowingly use the name or character of Smokey Bear for profit without permission, same protection was given to his less famous sidekick, Woodsy Owl. After a real bear cub was rescued from a fire in 1950 and named Smokey, he became so popular that Congress had to step in to protect his wholesome image from ending up on a bootleg t-shirt. Picture this. You're in a beautiful national park, ready to roller skate into the sunset. Well, pump the brakes. In many national parks, roller skating or skateboarding in an area not specifically designated for it could lead to a penalty of up to 6 months in jail. The rule is part of broader regulations meant to keep visitors safe. Still, the idea of serving federal time for an unauthorized skate is what makes this law so wonderfully bizarre. Here's a law that sounds like it was written by a cartoon villain. In Washington, D.C., it is a crime to let your pigs run loose in a public fenced-in area if they might destroy the lawn. You have to wonder about the story here. Was there a notorious gang of feral hogs that terrorized the pristine lawn of a federal courthouse? The law isn't just about livestock, it specifically singles out pigs and the grassy carnage they cause. The U.S. government takes its food labels very seriously, and nowhere is this clearer than with turkey ham. It is illegal to label a product turkey ham if the words turkey and ham are printed in different sizes, fonts, or colors. Both words must be given equal graphical billing, no large flashy ham with a tiny turkey whispered next to it. It's all about preventing consumer deception, but it's a testament to the government's willingness to legislate every last detail, right down to the font size on your lunch meat. In our increasingly cashless world, this is just wild. But if you ever need to pay someone, say 75 cents, do not write them a check for it. Issuing a check for less than $1 is a federal offense that carries a potential penalty of up to 6 months in jail. This law goes way back to the Civil War, when the government wanted to stop private notes and small checks from messing up the money system. So, just Venmo them. If you're visiting the United States Supreme Court, resist the urge to channel your inner squirrel. Climbing any tree on the Supreme Court grounds is a federal crime. This is likely part of broader security rules, but the image it creates is just too good. Imagine a stern-faced guard shouting, "Get down from that oak tree in the name of the law." It feels like a rule that only exists because someone, at some point, actually tried it. Under federal law, it is a felony to consult, correspond, or provide provisions to a pirate. Giving aid and comfort to a pirate could land you in federal prison for up to 3 years. That means no selling them cannonballs, no giving them a map, and not even sharing your bag of pretzels. While modern-day piracy is a serious issue, this law feels like it was written with Captain Jack Sparrow in mind. So if you see someone with a parrot on their shoulder and a suspicious love of rum, maybe just walk away. This next one is a true work of art. For a long time, the Federal Denture Act of 1942 made it a crime for anyone who wasn't a dentist to manufacture and ship false teeth across state lines. The law was meant to protect people from unlicensed technicians selling ill-fitting dentures. A violation could get you up to a year in jail. Imagine explaining that one. I'm doing federal time. I made a set of chompers in Nevada and mailed them to my cousin in Arizona. The law was eventually repealed, but its legend as the weirdest cottage industry crime lives on. And finally, we're back in Washington, D.C., for a law straight out of the movie Footloose. On federal parkland, which includes the National Mall and the Jefferson Memorial, you technically need a permit to dance. A spontaneous boogie could be seen as an illegal demonstration. This was famously tested in 2011 when people were arrested for silently dancing at the Jefferson Memorial to protest this very ban. The idea that you need to file government paperwork to bust a move is what makes this the undisputed hip-shaking champion of bizarre U.S. laws. So there you have it. From federally regulated cheese holes to criminalized dance moves, the U.S. law books are a treasure trove of the weird and wonderful. These laws are a fascinating window into our history, showing us what we once feared and what strange problems we tried to solve by making a new rule. Now I have a question for you. What's the weirdest law from your city or state? Drop your most unbelievable local laws in the comments below. I'll be reading them, and maybe we'll feature some in a future video. And of course, if you enjoyed this trip into the absurd, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.